went to Treaty People Gathering, where we actually met, and I was following Tara Hauska Instagram account for quite a while, and I knew that we have these camps for like a year, at least what I saw, right? And when they called for what Chelsea mentioned, to put body, right, to stop pipeline 3, and they arranged this Treaty People Gathering, I decided to come and observe, because unfortunately I cannot be a person who can actually protest due my immigration status. So, but I got some observation. All right. So this is a picture of no access Enbridge. So this is how it looks. Actually, if you look at map, Minnesota map, Enbridge, these actually pipes from the picture, that's a White Earth National Forest. So this is a state lands, which is also treaty lands, right? So pretty much same with Standing Rock. And Enbridge has their private territory only between this forest, you know what I mean? Like they don't have whole territory, just only like space between pipeline and very narrow, so which gives I think protesters a space for protests. On the right, this is a Winona LaDuke camp. So, and you can see this wild rice in the river, and also what Chelsea mentioned, you can see how dry it is. So if I remember correct, it is 1 feet lower than it's supposed to be. So it's really not good for wetlands to have this pipeline right now, because Enbridge required 2 times more water, which is already twice less than usually. So that could be a catastrophe for wetlands and for water in Minnesota as well. So actors, I was Enbridge White Earth Reservation residents, because I talked to chairman and he actually was there, and I asked him, does he present White Earth as a reservation, or it's a personal action? So he answered quite interesting, because he said that he was there because his residents there were, and he was there just like observe and protect them. But he didn't tell me anything about their tribal council decision about these protests and something like that. So Tara Hauska, Winona LaDuke. So I would say from my observation that Tara is a leader for more, I don't know, could I say aggressive, but like for protesters who actually go to Enbridge private property. So, and she leads more like active actions. Winona LaDuke, this is a, at least she was a a leader for treaty people gathering protest, and she's 57 years old probably. She has her hemp farm also, where she stays for this traditional farming, and what she told us that she invites people to come for tourism in northern Minnesota, and kind of looks forward for more traditional farming and economy. Indigenous environmentalists, what already was saying, was say the Indigenous Environmental Network, and also Winona invited her friends from different states, so she called them, and I met Native Americans from North Carolina, and it was a separate camp with Dakota people from Standing Rock. And I met our friend from Meskwaki tribe from Iowa. So Native Americans, they're coming. Nonviolent direct action, yeah. So Winona called actually Native Americans to come and stand for them. Our NGOs, I saw a big camp with faith organizations. There were Buddhists, Jewish people, and some more. I don't know if Chelsea can answer what is the connection with faith people, faith organizations, but they were there. So, and police, of course. Wait, okay, I get it. This is how actually main camp looked like, and there were several camps. As I mentioned, main camp was there, and also Native Americans had a different camps, like maybe 2 hours driving from main camp. And of course, there were a lot of discussions and competitors to Standing Rock. And so what I heard from participants that actually when Tara Hauska had, how you call that? Hearing in Senate. So they asked her actually, will it be a new Standing Rock? And a lot of people actually we're talking about is it a new Standing Rock, and kind of these protests have strong connection to Standing Rock, and I think that even so also also one of one of the people whom I talked to told me that all states which have pipelines got a new law about domestic terrorism after Standing Rock, and Minnesota, as I know, doesn't have this law on a state level, but counties do have this law. So I think that's why Chelsea put smiles on faces. Because police prosecute protesters even after protests. They target people on the pictures and call them after protests and do all these procedures and treat them as a domestic terrorists. And also police was collecting drive, what is it? Car license for the protest. So yeah, this picture was taken at a prayer before protest. Also, the difference between Standing Rock and this pipeline, I think, is and some people, actually some Native American participants told me that movement is divided because you saw Chelsea's presentation, and there are different reservations, and some reservations already have leaking pipelines, so they took money from Enbridge to remove old pipes, and of course White Earth and Red Lake, they didn't have any pipelines, and so they opposed pipeline, and I think that coalition against pipeline, they had different meetings in Michigan and Wisconsin, and some tribes are supporting and some don't. Support from the state, and this 1-3 has a full support from Minnesota government, but we have to remember, if we compare Standing Rock and the Pipeline 3, that the Minnesota is not North Dakota, right? It's a democratic state, but at the same time, they get all DNR approvals for water for drilling, etc. So also speaking about defunding, pension funds, Minnesota pension funds in Enbridge stocks. So I guess government, like local government, is not interested to stop this pipeline because they are losing money as well. So also about police funding, they have a escrow account, and now there are $500,000. I talked to sheriff and asked him actually what these funds for. So he answered that these funds to support police, to protect for protection this pipeline construction, and he didn't say anything about getting non-mortal weapons and stuff like that. He just say that if we work on weekends, we get paid from this account. So now it's 500,000 currently, and it's up to 2 billions. So Enbridge Social Corporate Responsibility Program. Unfortunately, I don't remember which reservation took 2 billion compensation for removing old pipeline. I think maybe it's Fond du Lac. And also they donated $8,000 for missing and murdered Indigenous women. I'm sorry. And when I was talking to people about Enbridge and threats, so there were 2 main concerns, right? Interrupted, but I guess it was a picture that I wanted to show with Winona and Jane Fonda. So, and I wanted to say that this treaty people gathering was supported by
I can probably, oh, is she back? fill in the blank there. So the Treaty People Gathering was
Yes.
a large national call to train folks to get involved with the movement in nonviolent direct action. So Jane Fonda was there, Patricia Arquette, many actors, famous celebrities were there in support of this movement. And a bunch of, 350.org, which is Bill McKibben's organization, they funded the Treaty People Gathering. So when you ask about environmental organizations supporting this movement, that was one act of supporting that. They funded the Treaty People Gathering.
One last thing, what I wanted to add, this is a president role in this protest. So Trump actually permitted Line 3 in the last week of his presidency. So and they remember that Obama revoked his whatever permission for Standing Rock in his last week of presidency for Standing Rock. I don't know. I thought it's an interesting thing. So what's going on now? We know that Biden promised to fight climate change, and also Biden appointed Deb Haaland, Native American congresswoman for Interior Secretary. And of course, I think that, and I heard it, that Native American people, they of course, we hope that Biden and Deb Haaland will do something about it, but as long as I know that there were no answers from both of them. So neither Biden administration gave answers, neither Interior Secretary administration, which is quite frustrating, I guess, for many people. Yeah. And that's probably the last thing what I wanted to say before my Wi-Fi connection disappeared.